I'm J. Sue Henry, the coordinator, or sometimes called the facilitator, and sometimes even called the general of the owls, the older, wiser, loving souls. We'll let the general part go. And I have 81 years of life experience.
Wow.
In saging groups, that's how we introduce ourselves, as a way of taking the stigma of our age away. We put it right out there and are proud of it. So the owls, we have altered some of the aspects of the order of service. And part of the reason for that is to give you a little glimmer of what happens in our meetings, because sometimes I think we're getting a reputation that we're a secret cult, and who knows what we do, but this would be it. So the announcements are not at the end today, they are right here at the beginning, because that's what we do. We conduct our business, if you will, and then we move into the spirit of our gathering. So I have one announcement, and that is by Tricia, who's standing there in the wings. And then I see another announcement in the back. Maureen, why don't you have to come up here today. It's extra special because we have extra special music and all the mics are in use.
Wow, I've never done this before. I'm Tricia with the Compassion Care team, and I'm here on their behalf because every month we talk about gratitude for a group of people who do things behind the scenes, and we want to thank, especially this month, we want to thank the card writers. You may have received cards and you may have sent cards, and it's all a really important part of our community. And Reverend Jay is always amazed by how many people participate in this. So I just want to thank, the committee wants to thank the card writers, and also to let you know that if you'd like to be on the card writers email list, just let me know. I send out an email when we need cards. You can do it if you have time or not. I mean, but hopefully you do. And thank you.
Good morning. Just very quickly, I'd like to give a shout out. Thank you all for your help with the backpack drive. We've had a really good turnout. We really do appreciate it. This is the last week, so if you would like to donate to the backpack drive, you can drop it off either at church or at my house or Laura's house. And again, thank you for all your support with us.
This is the last call for announcements. Okay. Well, before we begin, though, I would also like to share with you a little bit about the preparation, if you will, for today's service by the Owls, and a recognition of the members of this group and their work. Because there are folks who are not here today, but were actively involved in the preparation. Would you believe they had the audacity to be traveling today of all days? That is Marlene Lee, the Lights, and the Dixons, but they were actually participating in doing this together. I would also like the Owls, because there are some that are scattered that are not in the program itself, if they would, I'd ask them to stand up and give their age, but I don't want to push it too much. So if you would just wave your hands so that you can see that there's a lot of folks that indeed, after the service you can talk to about our group, because we are always gathering more folks in. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our musicians over there. See, first, from the very beginning, I never seemed to come up with Brenna. It's the luck of the draw, if you will, when you schedule in the summer. And someone said, well, try Greg Fiore. And I didn't even know who Greg Fiore was at that time.
I don't know who he is either.
Yeah. See, now you know who he is. But Greg said, oh, yeah, I can do something. And that was the beginning of our working partnership, because Greg has been with me, I think, every single time. But this year, Greg says, well, how about I'll get Paul North, and he'll join us. Paul, raise your hand, just in case somebody doesn't know you. And then the next thing I know, they're saying, well, remember that lady that sang before, Christine Wade? Would it be okay with you if she came and sang? I said, sounds like it's really becoming an orchestra. Absolutely for Christine. And then they said, this was really at the last minute, could Bill Hoffner join? I said, you mean Elvis? To me, he's Elvis, but not today. Today, he's somebody else. I'll let you guess who he is today. So we had to come up with a name. So after several emails, we named them The Musicians. So here we are, and I want to thank them because they have worked really hard. I've heard them practice, and I'm not saying this to be nice. They're in for a musical treat. But I'd like you not to think about this as just nice music and then maybe reminisce. I want you to really listen to the words, because we worked, I won't say we worked, we debated, okay? To talk some people out of I'm not dead yet, and to select these songs to go along with our message. So I like to think that they're presenting a musical sermon for us, because each of these songs have special significance for the overall message that we're talking about today, living in the moment. But now I'm going to sit down and have Gina Van Dusen give you the formal, official welcome to the service.
Good morning. As she said, I am Gina, and I'll tell my age. I'm 74, almost 75. We'll go that way. Okay. It's a joy to welcome everyone to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Harford County. We acknowledge that our building is situated on the native lands of the Susquehannock people, and we commit to moving beyond acknowledgement to action that promotes greater understanding of Indigenous peoples' concerns and rights. Leading the service today are members of the Older, Wiser, Loving Soul Circle, who will introduce themselves when they speak. We gather each Sunday morning on site and online to share in life's meaning, grow in care and community, and open our hearts and minds to the sacred truth known by many names. We gather in community to restore the balance of our spirits, to celebrate the joys of life, and find the strength to meet our sorrows, and in the earliest meaning of the word worship, to consider ideas that are worthy of our time and attention. Unitarian Universalism is a religious tradition that values diversity and embraces the wisdom of all faiths. We use science, reason, and gifts of the Spirit to explore life's mystery and meaning. In this tradition, we know that people need not think alike to love alike. Whatever your heritage, however your history, and whomever you love, you are welcome here. Now may the sound of the bell and the music of our prelude center us as we enter into a time of worship. And now, as we listen to our prelude, let us contemplate the circle of life.
Yesterday a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star.
The seasons, they go round and round,
And the painted
ponies go up and down.
we're captive on the carousel of time. We can't
behind from where we came, and go round and round and round the circle game.
Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons,
Skated over 10 clear frozen streams.
words like when you're older must appease him, and
Promises of the someday make his dreams.
and the
Seasons, they go round and round,
and the painted ponies
go up and down.
We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look
Behind from where we came, and go round and round and round
in the
circle game.
16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town, and they tell him, take your time, it won't be long
Long now,
till you drag your feet
to slow the circles down.
and
The seasons, they go round and round,
and the
painted ponies go up and down.
We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look
Behind from where we came,
and
go round and round and round
in the
circle game.
So the years spin by and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams and plenty,
Before the last revolving year is through.
and the
Seasons, they go round and round,
and the painted ponies
go up and down.
We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look
Behind from where we came, and go round and round and round
in the
circle game.
and
Go round and round circle game.
This is the chalice lighting. These are the days that have been given to us. Let us rejoice and be glad in them.
These are the days of our lives. Let us live them well, with love and service.
These are the days of mystery and wonder. Let us cherish and celebrate them in gratitude together.
These are the days that have been given to us. Let us make of them stories worth telling to those who come after us. I hope.
Nobody was jumping up to take the assignment for the call to worship. Therefore, I got the assignments. I listened to the words again this morning of what the definition of worship was, of listening and spending our time for something worthy. What that puts me in my framework of, am I developing and welcoming you, giving an announcement for come to awakening the sage within, or come, become a conscious elder and I will tell you the information, or how to deal with the stresses of aging. Is that calling you to worship? That is an emotionally fraught word for me. So I struggled. And then I began to think about what it is that we are sharing with you today. That we're talking about a group, we're talking about a process we call saging, in which we consider the philosophical questions, those big questions that up until now, many of us never had time to really think about or really wrestle with them. This is a deeply spiritual journey, growing older. Life, as noted in our recent song of the Circle Game, it keeps rolling along, doesn't it? We go through that processes, and now we're in the process of growing older. All of you are growing older, even those of you who are young and think it's never going to happen. It will, in a blink of an eye. I can't believe that I am here. So that leaves us with a choice. And I'm going to read you from the Sage's Tao, I always struggle with this one, the Sage's Tao Te Ching about this. Growing older either reveals or hides the mystery of existence. If you are becoming a sage, you will grow in trust and contentment. You will discover the light, or life's deepest truths. If you are merely growing older, you will become trapped by fears and frustrations. You will see only the darkness of infirmity and death. The great task of the sage is learning to see in the darkness and not be afraid. There is one primary choice facing every aging person. Will we become sages, harvesting the spiritual essence in our lives and blessing for future all generations? Or will we grow older, withdrawing, circling the wagons, and waiting for the end? Come, share with us. This is a sacred journey of aging and life, and seeing that living in the moment is not just a catchy phrase, but a doorway to your soul and your heart, and becoming a sage. Valuable knowledge. I invite you to join us. So we will now sing together hymn number 6. Don't laugh, just as long as I have breath. Note that it does not talk about an easy time, and notes the challenges of physical decline, but nor does it let you off the hook, so to speak, to just sit and be idle. So let us stand as you are willing and able, and join together in these words of inspiration, which will now appear on the screen with music.
Still with all by me.
Well, you know, folks, I really thought the last song was going to be the challenge. So maybe that was it. Things will get better now. Okay. But you did see the words, right? You did feel those words. Okay. All right. At UUHFC, we do not spend a lot of time talking or doing meditation or prayer. The Owls have discovered through the years that as everyone raced in for the meeting, that we needed some assistance before we turned to the more serious elements and focus. Just as in this congregation, there are some of us who meditate on a daily basis and others who avoid it at all costs. So the decision was made that we're going to have a brief meditation which will hopefully inspire those who run away from it and be a reminder for those who are regular practitioners. So my question to you now is, are you willing to try to focus and practice living in this moment? Okay, Tom, let's begin. Find a comfortable sitting position. It is important to have a straight back without straining. Feet flat on the floor. Check your head, your neck, and your shoulders. Let the tension out. Become like one of those bobbleheads. Real easy. Close your eyes or have a soft downward glance. Now, let us take some slow, deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh no, 1,000 thoughts are probably popping into your head. That is normal. These are all the thoughts that have been trying to get your attention. Decide that you'll take care of these things after the meditation. Better yet, after the service. You can envision the thoughts as clouds and let them drift off, revealing a deep blue sky. Or put them on an envisioned bus and watch them disappear with the next breath. Keep bringing your attention to your breath. Envision yourself in the room, resting in the stillness, resting in this moment. There is a space in between the exhale and your next inhale. That is the experience of stillness. Relax and let the sounds and thoughts pass through you. Trust that this choice of breathing, living in this moment of stillness, is nourishing you. Breathe in, breathe out. And now, when you are ready, slowly return to the room. You are focused, filled with calmness and gratitude in the moment. Thank you, Tom. It is amazing how much having his playing the flute every session that we have adds to our meditation and our calmness. And it also helped bring some people, I think, who are beginning to doze back into the room. Okay? Now, coming up, because as an elder, you're always busy. So we're going to bring Glenn Brown up from being the tech host back there to the offertory.
Well, we're at offertory time again. In the past, we've done some amazing things to raise funds for our congregation, and today we're going to be even more amazing, I hope. We do this each Sunday, and as you, like me, you've not really given it much thought. We just pass the basket around, put some money in, and that's it. Today, let's think about it. When we pull out our wallets and pull out some money and just drop it away, when you get right down to it, that's a very, very generous thing. Generosity is not something that comes easy to a lot of people. And generosity really helps two at a time. It's a two-way street. There's the person giving the money, and then there's the action or the object or the person receiving the money. And in both cases, there's a moment of happiness and joy there. Yes, there's joy and happiness in giving away, knowing that you can do it, knowing that you're going to be helping someone, knowing that it's okay to give. That's a good joy. That's a good fun. And it is fun to give. It really is. When you give someone something, it's fun. So we're going to have fun today because the church will be receiving some funds. And believe me, there's one person here. Where is he? He's not. Mark, our treasurer. He's going to have fun with us giving to the church, for us having fun. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pass the baskets around. Where are those little things? There, see how little they are? Hold those baskets up a little higher. See, they're small. They're not going to hold enough money for us. Here we go. Here's where we're going to be. Okay, so when we fill those up, put it in here, okay? I'll put this phone right up here. Let's fill it up.
Yes.
We ready now?
We're-
Can we
we're
turn
re-
this mic on up here?
I guess that's about it.
Yeah, I'd say that was a short one.
Turn that mic on. Red mic.
Okay, I'm gonna get back
Red
behind
mic.
the
There we
cameras.
go. We got it. I don't need your rocking chair, your Geritol or your Medicare. Well, I still got neon in my veins. This gray hair don't mean a thing. I do my rocking on the stage. You can't put this possum in a cage. My body's old, but it ain't impaired. Well, I don't need your rocking chair. I ain't ready for the junkyard yet, 'cause I still feel like a new Corvette. Might take a little longer, but I'll get there. Well, I don't need your rocking chair.
I don't need your rocking chair, your Geritol or your Medicare. I still got neon in my veins. This gray hair don't mean a thing. I do my rocking on the stage. You can't put this possum in a cage. My body's old, but it ain't impaired. I don't need your rocking chair.
Retirement don't fit in my plans. You can keep your seat, I'm gonna stand. An Eskimo needs a Frigidaire, like I need your rocking chair.
I don't need your rocking chair, your Geritol or your Medicare. I still got neon in my veins. This gray hair don't mean a thing. I do my rocking on the stage. You can't put this possum in a cage. My body's old, but it ain't impaired. I don't need your rocking chair. My body's old, but it ain't impaired. I don't need your rocking chair.
Now is the time for candles of sharing. To share joy, sorrow, or gratitude, something you carry deeply within your heart this morning. If you're on site, please come to the microphone where Jesu is and speak loudly into it, like you're a rock star, is what I heard. Laura's going to light the candle. If you're on Zoom, please use the chat function, and Glenn will be tracking and will share as, again, Laura lights the candle. A few gentle reminders. This is not a time for announcements or politics. Please say your first name. Please share from your heart and from your own experience, not from someone else's experience, unless you have their specific permission to do so. Who would like to share? Please.
Which is lived moment to moment. I want to intentionally move away from a cluttered, congested mind to a more centered place. That means I need some tools. I learn a lot of them now. Here are a few I use. Breathing exercises, so if you're in a long line someplace in a store and you hear somebody going, you'll know that could be me trying to pull my impatient self together and be centered again. I also use an app called Headspace. Massages, petting and playing and watching my cat, Callie Cat. She is a real great role model for living in the moment. That's how she lives her life, and she's an inspiration to me. Those are just a few of the things I do. Another new thing I'm doing, thanks to my good friend, our good friend, and our brother, our adopted brother, and our longtime neighbor, Bill Pearson. Bill told me about Bess Hutt's Healing Sounds that she holds here once a month. And he really was getting a lot out of it, so he kept hyping it up. And I finally came, and I'm hooked. She's doing a great job with this, and it's 1 hour where I settle into my sleeping bag with my hood over my head, and there is no conversation, only Bess playing a variety of instruments and using her voice. So you're totally immersed in sound for that hour. I also do massages, if I didn't mention that. And I have a couple books that are go-to books. Pieces Every Step by Thich Nhat Hanh, and Stillness Speaks by Eckhart Tolle. Those are small books with just a little on each page, and I just open them at random sometimes, and they'll get me back on track. I'd really like to hear from all of you after the service. What are the things you do to try to bring yourself back to living in the moment? The benefits of learning to live more often in the here and now have allowed me to trust myself, spend more quality time with those I love, and find more joy in my life experiences. I'm enabled to make more choices from clarity, not chaos, from wisdom, not wounds. My wish is that each of us here today will do whatever it takes to be more fully engaged in our life as it unfolds in the moment at hand. As it unfolds in the moment at hand. Namaste.
Good morning. I'm Deanne Whitehead, despite what it says in the program, and my husband Lonnie Whitehead, and I moved here in 2014 from Florida. We were in our mid to late 70s. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm 87 now. We were in our mid to late 70s and felt it was time to move closer to family. And my vision had been failing for many years then, and it just keeps going. Anyway, we really like Maryland. It was an immediate like because it's a beautiful state, and the people are very friendly. We found the fellowship here, and we settled into our new location. We enjoyed exploring Maryland and the nearby states, and we just felt it was a good place to be. We were enjoying ourselves, going to concerts and traveling and heading out to plays. anyway, it was a nice change for us. And but then in 2022, Lonnie unexpectedly passed away after surgery, and I was devastated. We'd been married 63 years. I wasn't sure I knew how to live without him. But my children were wonderful. They came, and one or the other of them stayed with me, or I with them for the first few months, until I felt like I could deal with living on my own again. And so I came back home, and they settled back into their lives. And I thought I was doing okay, getting along. And about a year later, they decided that I needed something to take care of, something to get me up in the mornings. So we set out for the animal shelter to find me a nice, cozy 5 or 6 year old cat. And we came home with Calvin and Hobbes, two 1-year-old brothers, very rambunctious, energetic, and they've been wonderful. I really, really enjoy them. They entertain themselves, they entertain me. They're really great. And anyway, I've been striving to live in the moment and to appreciate each day as it comes, find some joy in every day I have. And it's now is really all you have. The past is gone, it's wonderful memories, and the future is unknown. So all we really have is now. And living in the moment is what we should all be trying to do, because now is really all we have. Thank you.
Well, I'm Rick Lund. I'm working on my storytelling skills. And the fact that, can you hear me? Yeah. The fact that we're part of a generation of change. You know, for me, adapting to this digital world has been quite a challenge. It's a very different reality that I grew up with. Because I was blessed as a child growing up in the 50s, 60s. I had parents that were very creative. They designed and built the house I grew up in, and I currently live in, with a Native American housemate. I feel very blessed. I had parents that volunteered extensively to the YMCA. They taught me and many others gymnastics, swimming, diving, and physical fitness skills. Things that I got to grow up with. What a blessing. As I got to high school, there was no gymnastic team. My parents and me helped facilitate having a gym team at Dundalk High School. Yeah. And the thing that I should mention, that growing up in Dundalk, I was surrounded by forts. Fort McHenry, Fort Carroll, Fort Howard. And the fact that, I got to grow up with the teachings of Francis Scott Key. And, you know, we live in the land of the free, home of the brave. And I took that very seriously. You know, I made a commitment to make a difference. So when I got through high school, I was doing gymnastics and got recognition for putting a group together that we did talent shows, acrobatic. I was given the honors, what's it called? Anyhow, after graduation, my parents let me have the family car, and my next door neighbor and housemate, best friend, we took the car across the country. We wanted to see what California dreaming was about. And we traveled the country. We spent a week in Colorado working in the hayfields, just feeling what it is like to work in the fields. You know, very different than Dundalk and the world I grew up in. After we got back from California, I went to college. I was part of the Temple team. I was on scholarship. We did quite well. We won quite a few titles. I got quite a bit of recognition and titles for what I was able to do, and I was very proud. And after I got done competing, I went and helped build a gym or a camp that was designed to develop the next generation. You know, had these landing pits and these equipment that didn't exist prior to my generation. So I was very instrumental in building a camp that helped facilitate this current generation to do what they're currently doing in the acrobatic world. But I went back to college to finish my degree and got a degree in environmental science. And that became more of a focal point as I got to experience this greenhouse effect, this global warming back in the 70s. So I ended up first job was going to the Steel Pier and diving into the ocean, something that I could do and feel comfortable doing. That, you know, the Atlantic Ocean is very much a reality check. So I did that for a summer before I was invited to travel again. I traveled with the circus through the country to experience a lot of different communities. After I did that for a couple years, another group invited me to go to India and really experience the world on the other side of the world. In India, I came to realize that my vision or purpose for life was to bring peace and harmony rather than balance into my life and share that with others. It's part of the reason that I ended up coming to this congregation, because after many different experiences, including getting married, building a house with a wife that left me after we divided, our interests were different. She was very much into the computer world, and I was still in the very physical gymnastic teaching. I taught many different gym programs. One of them happened to be in Jarrettsville, where I taught Jay Sue's daughters some acrobatic skills. Anyhow, it's been quite a journey. But when I got to a point in my life after my wife left me, that I came, well, some other bad investments I made with inheritance, I ended up getting lupus. Lupus that really knocked the socks off me. This is the thing that I currently have learned to accept, and I started having fellowship with doctors. You know, this was the people who kept me on the planet, and I'm grateful that I'm still here to be part of this congregation, to be part of the Owls, because we're each in the process of learning and growing and adapting, and the fact that being in the present is part of the thing I had to learn, that as much as I projected what I wanted and what I could do, being here and now and what I can do is my current reality. Thanks for listening.
I'm Sarah, and I don't know if there's much else to say, you know what I mean? But here I am. I'm a member of Older, Wiser, Loving Souls. Our group are considered elders or becoming elders. And recently, I've just realized that I'm part of that category now. I'm 77 years old, 77 years of life experience, of learning, progressing, and 7-7. I think it's a good luck year, a double good luck year. So what makes an elder important? We have wisdom to share. So listen up. I have some this morning. I've learned there are 3 phases of life. 1, go. 2, go slow. And 3, no go. For those who've known me for a while, I've been in a go, go, go phase for a long time. Traveling a lot, co-leading Soul Matters, and being with my daughter and grandkids. Until recently, when camping, I hurt my shoulder. So I want to tell you a little bit about my trip. Not the stumble and fall kind. I already did that. But I had an invitation from my friend, who's my traveling buddy. Just a little history. We started traveling in 1985. We were in our 30s. And we did a tent camping across country from Illinois to California. We both went to college in Illinois. He lived in California. So since then, though, we haven't traveled a lot. But when I retired, we started traveling again. And in our 70s, this would be our 4th trip. So this is an important part to hear. Listen to your intuition. your higher self. Because part of me was saying, no, I don't know about this trip. Maybe not a good idea. It's been 2 years since we last traveled. We're older. But I didn't want to disappoint him because he's 2 years older than me, and his last trip, we'll say. I was concerned about the outcome. I was anxious about how I'd return. Not whether I would return, but how I'd return. So, disregarding my concerns, I went anyway. I packed smarter, I thought. 1 carry-on, which I checked. 2 backpacks. 1 with whatever, and the second with my laptop. When I got ready to get on the plane again to San Francisco from my layover, I threw my backpack over my shoulder. Ooh, bad mistake, bad mistake. I had no idea what it was. We traveled for 3 months, starting in California, all the way around the States, through Canada, back to California again. But I couldn't sleep on my right shoulder. So when I got back, I saw a doctor and had an MRI. I have a torn rotator cuff. And after 6 months and PT and re-injuring my shoulder again, of course, because I'm that active type, I had a second opinion, second MRI, and I just scheduled my total shoulder replacement. Yuck. But I'm tired of the pain. I'm going to do it. But I had to get through some life experiences first, you know, like my birthday. Shauna's birthday was yesterday. And one positive thing has come out of this. That is, you know, you have to look through the clouds to the rainbow. I can use my left hand more. So physically, I have to slow down. My body says I have to slow down. My mind says I can do it, but my body says otherwise. So I am now in phase 2, slow go. I have to pay attention to what I can do, slow down. So where do you see yourself? Are you in phase 1, go, phase 2, slow go, or phase 3, no go? I guess the upshot for me is in phase 2, I have to live in the moment. What else is there? One moment to the next. So I've been contemplating living in the moment, but I'm going to say less because they've already said it, really. But I thought that there are sometimes, well, first of all, there's the monkey mind. You know how that is. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Wait. Being in the moment is being in the present, in balance. That's where I think we want to be. But I have figured out sometimes that I'm in the moment. Meditation is one, of course. Exercise. Exercise is one of those things where I have to be in the moment, or I'm going to hurt myself again, and I'm done with that. I'm done hurting myself, so enough of that. I love being in nature, at the beach, those waves, moment then, in the moment, definitely. And I thought about when I was driving here through the country, am I in the moment? Am I looking at the trees? I mean, you got to watch the road, right? But do I see the trees? Do I see the green leaves? One minister told me that when you're in church, after 6 minutes, he figures everybody's gone. Because he's already said something, they're like, they're gone. So, something to think about. Movies keep me in the moment. Puzzles. Candles. Campfire. So you have to figure out what works for you, right? I was in my yard really working hot the other day, and this breeze came by right through my hair on my face. I was really in the moment then. It was awesome. And even this morning, I'm going to quit. I really am. This morning I was doing dishes, and I thought, well, I'm going to go through this thing in my mind. I couldn't. All I could focus on were the dishes. I was in the moment. I was one with the dishes. Okay? So, are you in the moment or not? Thank you.
We're over time, but you know, sometimes you get done early, right? So could I have those few more moments so we can finish up? Okay, great. Because our last speaker really kind of pulls it all together, but he's an unusual speaker. it's going to be on video, and it was part of the reason that we went with this theme of living in the moment. So Glenn, could you roll our living in the moment? And it's all based on love. Sound familiar?
If this life is one act, why do we lay all these traps? We put them right in our path when we just wanna be free. I will not waste my days making up all kinds of ways to worry about all the things that will not happen to me. So I just let go of what I know I don't know, and I know I only do this by living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, living in the moment. I'm letting myself off the hook for things I've done. I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go of the thoughts that do not make me strong, and I believe this way can feel the same for everyone. And if I fall asleep, I know you'll be the one who'll always remind me to live in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I can walk through life saying bad words. I have tried more than once to just make sure that I was denied the future I've been searching for. I spun around and hurt no more. I'm living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment, I'm living my life, just taking it easy, peace in my mind, got peace in my heart, got peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment, I'm living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, living in the moment.
And now the benediction. Go out into the highways and byways. Give the people something of your new vision of aging, of the special joy of living each moment. You may possess a small light, a young light, but uncover it, let it shine. Use it in order to bring more light and understanding to the hearts and minds of men, women, children of all the ages. Do it now. And now the extinguishing of the flame. Now we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into all the world.
We're going to, because of time, make an adjustment. And particularly since we didn't sing that well with the first one, this one is even a bigger challenge for us. So I'm going to simply say the words that we usually sing. And that is, go now in peace. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you. Everywhere, everywhere you may go. But don't go directly out the door. Please stop and have some coffee and refreshments on the way in fellowship. Thank you very much.